So I have successfully baited the Zionist propagandist Ethan Klein into dedicating an entire segment, like a 30-minute long segment of his ridiculous podcast to just complaining about me. I'm not exactly sure what his podcast is actually about, because everything that I've ever seen about it is just him complaining about what people say about him on social media. It's nothing but that. Like, he has a dozen, 24 employees of this podcast, and the whole thing is just totally dedicated to Ethan Klein, searching for himself on social media and complaining for 4 hours straight about what people say about him. What a great subject for a podcast, really. But the context of this is that I have been refuting Ethan Klein's disgusting pro-Israel, pro-Palestinian genocide arguments 4 or 5 months now, and he has specifically avoided mentioning me, like I was the fucking devil for him. He would even censor my name out of his podcast when other people said it in clips that he was watching, because he knows that he does not have any chance of coming out looking like anything but a disgusting bumblefuck genocide propagandist moron if his audience has to actually see what I have to say about the facts and the arguments, and particularly the fact that I have literally refuted every single disgusting lie that has ever come out of his mouth in a way that he has no possible chance of ever responding to. So Ethan specifically avoids debating me or other people who also know about the topic, who have challenged him, like Hasan Piker, for example, because he is particularly afraid of being confronted on this in a live environment where his claims can be scrutinized and he can be held to account for them in real time before a live audience. He constantly challenges other people to a debate, like people aren't even creators, like he invites random Reddit commenters onto his stream to have a debate. And by the way that he debates is he has a podcast, and he has 10 sycophantic, pathetic loser crew members who he pays, and all of them furiously spend the whole time asking questions to ChatGPT to feed Ethan talking points. So it's not even like you're debating Ethan Klein. It's like you're debating a bunch of fucking morons desperately asking ChatGPT for how to justify genocide of all Palestinians. Please help me. And then sending the answer to Ethan Klein, and Ethan looks at his laptop and he's like, oh, but what about this thing that they all just sent me? It's fucking pathetic. But the thing is, I would happily debate Ethan Klein, even with those sycophants there. Even with 10 different fucking people all furiously Googling and ChatGPTing for him the whole time, because I'm right and he's wrong. And the generic Zionist talking points that he will get fed from his crew are stuff that I've already dealt with 1,000 times before when Ethan and others have said them. I have no problem with that. So Ethan, stop being a fucking pussy little bitch and debate live. I'll debate you and your 10 staff members, no problem, all at once, 1 on 10, no issue. I'm right, you're wrong, you know it. That's why you avoid me and what I actually say. And it's pathetic because what got him to finally address me was not the multiple debate challenges that I've made to him, not the multiple videos that I have made, utterly destroying every single talking point that he's ever made to defend the disgusting Israeli genocidal state. No. It was the one thing that I said specifically to bait him that I was fairly sure that he would get baited by, and that he actually did. Because you see, me saying, Ethan, you're a pussy, you won't debate me over and over, didn't work. But what did work is saying that he is a meek little bitch who is being pushed into being more and more of a genocidal Zionist by his wife, because ultimately he's a pathetic wife guy who got honeypotted by the IDF on birthright, and he will never stand up to her even slightly. He will alter his opinions to whatever she wants them to be. And that's what's going on here. So I brought that up, and that is what finally baited him. And the funny thing is, I posted this in an Instagram story. I don't even have followers on Instagram. My Instagram stories get 1,000 views, and somehow Ethan Klein saw them. So once I noticed that Ethan Klein was finally acknowledging me, that he was finally responding to me, he wasn't actually responding to the substance or anything, the things that actually matter, like the facts, the evidence, all the shit that he has lied about to justify genocide, but he instead responded to me calling me ugly. That was it. He called me ugly because I said that he's a meek little bitch who is controlled by his wife. And once I saw that, I knew that I had him by the balls. I knew that I could get him to do whatever I want. I could make him dance my jig however I wanted to. Because this guy is the most fragile, porcelain, insecure person I have ever seen in my life. Anyone who says anything negative about him, unless it's of course an argument based on facts and evidence, he simply cannot not respond. So I followed it up. And the reason why I followed it up was 2 things. One, I wanted to bait him into accidentally acknowledging the video where he touches himself to a victim of a terrorist attack who he calls a juvenile who was 17 years old at the time of the terrorist attack. I'm not going to play the video here, but it will be linked in the comments down below, in the pinned comment down below if you want to look at it. I've gone over it before on my stream numerous times. I wanted him I wanted to force him to bring up that video on his stream, either accidentally or sort of feeling like he had to address it because I talked about it. And he ended up bringing it up. So now potentially some of his audience knows of the existence of this disgusting video and how it disproves his ludicrous narrative that he is against terrorism and he's like, especially like an advocate for victims of rape, when he himself fantasized about raping a victim of terrorism while touching himself while Ethan Klein filmed him. Secondly, I just wanted to create the ground for him to get so flustered, so angered, that he might finally agree to this debate with me. Of course, I don't think he's going to, but hey, you never know. You know, this guy's on the point of breaking, and perhaps debating me or even Hasan could be like his last gasp before he finally needs to get put in an insane asylum, because he's literally just obsessed with social media criticism. Like, the guy does not do anything anyway. Like, his show is nothing but talking about people saying bad things about him on social media. People don't like him on social media. People criticize him on social media. He doesn't actually have a main channel or anything that people are criticizing. No, he has a podcast where he does nothing but complain about being criticized on social media. Then people criticize him for what he says about that. And then he has another podcast episode after that where he just talks about what people said about his last podcast, complaining about people criticizing him on social media. What in the holy fuck sort of content is that? It's no wonder that his average views have fallen from 20 million a month a year ago to 10 million a month this year. The ship is sinking. He's going to go bankrupt soon. But anyway, it's time to watch Ethan Klein's whole entire segment on Bad Empanada on the H3H3 podcast. And I have to say, if you dedicate an entire segment of your supposedly serious podcast to like going over Bad Empanada Instagram stories, you might just be spiraling into the abyss. You might just be the lowest point of your life. I just want to note as well that context for this is very important, is that Ethan Klein on his podcast outright openly acknowledged that he lets his dogs shit all over his mansion, and he just leaves the shit on the floor, something that is probably related to the fact that his former housekeeper is suing him for a number of different reasons. So I would assume he doesn't actually have a housekeeper anymore, or perhaps he lost his extra housekeeper. So now the house is just like covered in dog shit. And he has kids, and his kids like crawl into the dog shit, and God forbid, I don't know what they do with it. I don't know if they eat it, or if it's just from like contact with it with their hands or something. But they contracted a parasite that I had previously never heard of in my life called Giardia from the dog shit that is all over his house. So I made fun of him for that. And that's important context because I refer to that a number of times in the stories that Ethan Klein goes over. And I want to note first that Ethan Klein skipped over the first few stories that I made, because initially I posted 2 stories challenging him to a debate. And then I posted a third story where I just like went for the jugular and said that he's a meek little bitch who's controlled by Gila, who's a terrorist, by the way. And on his podcast, he skipped over those 2 and went straight to the third one. Because he wants to fucking avoid the debate challenge. He's a fucking meek, cowardly little bitch who knows that if he actually has to address the facts and the arguments, he will get destroyed. And that's why he specifically avoids me and others. That's why he's talking about like, oh, Bad Empanada is an international criminal. Like, he literally says that I'm wanted in multiple countries in this clip, by the way. He will make up fucking anything to avoid addressing the facts and the evidence. It's literally just ad hominems all the way down. So let's check this out. Regarding Bad Empanada's recent stories. By the way, I never post Instagram stories. The only reason I posted them is because Ethan Klein only communicates through fucking Instagram stories. Like, he's afraid to use a medium where people can actually respond to him directly, like Twitter, for example, or something like that. So he only posts on Instagram stories where people can't respond. So I decided, hey, if that's how you get to Ethan, I'm going to use his favorite little medium, and it fucking worked. Anyway, let's check this out.
This is stuff he tweeted out today. This is from yesterday. Ethan's a meek little bitch, and everything he says and does is because he's terrified of his wife leaving him and is desperate to stay in line with her whims. She's the only woman to ever pretend to like him, and it's just pathetically obvious what's going on. And by the way, this was posted on Hasan subreddit. We've been...
Huge W, Hasan subreddit.
And we have 3 kids.
No one has ever been known to have kids with a meek little bitch for reasons aside from love.
By the way, he looks like this.
You ever notice how Ethan Klein always seems to like try to make people look more Muslim or more Arab? You ever notice that? Like, he went and found a picture from 2019 of me with like the longer beard. Like, he had to go like back quite far to find this picture. And I think that's pretty interesting. Like, he seems to associate like a longer beard with being negative. And I think we all know the reason for that. It's his hatred of Arabs. But like, his response to that is like, by the way, he looks like this. Ethan, you will just do anything to avoid actually addressing the points, won't you? You will just do anything to avoid debating people. Like, oh, but you're ugly. Like, what the fuck kind of a response is that? Are you a child, Ethan? Well, yeah, you are. You're 40 years old. By the way, I don't understand how Ethan's like considered like a funny guy, like a comedian. I'm not a comedian or a funny guy, but I'm funnier than him, like 1,000 times funnier than him. He doesn't make jokes. He's not funny. He's not witty. He's not smart. He's not quick-witted. The only times that I've ever seen Ethan Klein trying to be funny, it's like he thinks that just like saying something that you're not supposed to say is humor. That's why he's been doing Nazi salutes lately, because like just doing something that you're not supposed to do, except ironically, that's the epitome of humor to him. That's also why he made numerous videos where he disgustingly lusted over teenagers. Because pedophilia. You're not supposed to be a pedophile, aren't you? That's funny, isn't it? That's all of his humor. He's just not funny at all. Anyway, so let's see what else he has to say aside from you're ugly, which coming from him doesn't really fucking mean much. I mean, Jesus, dude, come on.
I don't even need
Why is he always like sniffling, coughing? Like, can you imagine being on a date with Ethan Klein and trying to hold a conversation, and like 40 out of 60 seconds, he's just sniveling and coughing the whole fucking time?
Say a damn word.
Let's just say that there's a reason why he's desperate to cling on to the Zionist terrorist wife that he's got now.
She's the only woman to ever pretend to like him, and it's pathetic. Just take that in, guys. No comment.
It is.
Ethan's a meek little bitch. He's terrified of his wife leaving him.
He is.
This guy said right here.
He's even zooming in on the beard. Isn't that an Islamic beard? That's a pretty Arab beard, isn't it, Ethan? Perhaps it's even Hasidic, you could say. Could this guy for 2 seconds not make it clear what the whole game is?
Just take it all in, folks.
That's so scary.
Let's take you in, Ethan. Let's just take you in. I would like to see you attempt to hold a conversation with anyone, man, woman, anyone, who does not already know who you are, and hold their attention for more than like 10 seconds, let's say. I think they would walk out of the room after you spend the entire first 10 seconds coughing and sniveling.
Just take it all in.
This guy's a 40-year-old man, and his way of arguing is to like play funny soundboard noises and call you ugly. All of this to avoid having to deal with the actual point, which is he is a genocidal Israeli propagandist.
Holy bananas.
Holy bananas.
Holy macaroni.
You got anything to say, Ethan, about the fact that I have refuted every single little thing that you say and proven that your wife is a terrorist? Anything to say about that, Ethan?
Wow.
Your wife is a terrorist.
Wow.
I know how to get to him. I know how to get to him. Returning to her herd. Back to her family. She's finally returned to where she came from. Spitting image right there. Look at that. Separated at birth.
This was a shout out to the subreddit. Love them.
Wow.
Hasan said, if you ever get around to watching Game of Thrones, you'll appreciate that I'm...
Okay, so this is like an edited, funny screenshot of Hasan. Very funny. I mean, when they try to be funny, it's even worse.
Khaleesi, and like her, I happen to have a few dragons. For better or worse, but usually for better. Because my dragons also protect those I fight for.
It's not funny to read in a funny voice something that someone else never said, Ethan. And this isn't even funny in the first, like, it's just not funny. You're not funny. Nothing about you or your fans is funny. All of you are just deeply unfunny people, and I don't understand how you pertain to be a comedian.
So really, we all benefit from those gorgeous monsters of mine. Who are his dragons? Bad Empanada, Mike from
Whoa,
PA,
this is so, dude, this
Fro.
is so funny. Everyone's laughing.
Fierce warriors.
Who are Ethan Klein's dragons? No one. No one likes him. Everyone fucking hates him.
Well, and then Bad Empanada today was threatening me in real life. He was saying he's on a plane coming to get me.
Oh, please show us. Show us. Oh my God,
this
the
one here?
snivels. Listen to this fucking guy. How do you listen to this shit?
Frankly,
Oh, Oh yeah, so I think Bandit Benata must have seen this clip, and this is what tipped him off.
Ethan, it's pretty pathetic that you think that I would be interested in you.
Where does he actually talk about the rest of it? Hold on, I'm trying to get to him talking about my stories or whatever. So let's check out the Instagram story that he claims is a threat against him, a threat of violence. Someone called the police immediately.
I think we've been over all this, haven't we? This is all old stuff.
Yeah, it was just to, it was to correct the record on that.
Here's Bad Empanada from today. Let's see. I'll read these in order, I guess. 40-year-old man skips over the multiple debate challenges.
Yes, exactly. You skipped over multiple debate challenges to just say, I'm your ugly.
Whatever, I don't care about this one.
Then he says, whatever, I don't care about this one. After he notes what was said after that. What was said after that, Ethan?
Yeah.
No wonder his house is covered in dog shit, and his neglected children raised by nannies have contracted parasites previously unknown to science from the feces. I wonder why he skipped over all of this, because everything that I said in this story, which by the way was apparently compiled by his crew without them realizing that Ethan would not want to see me acknowledging that he was skipping over my debate challenges to just post "I'm your ugly," and he definitely would not want to acknowledge the fact that him letting his dogs just leave shit all over his house caused his children to get an obscure parasite that I had never heard of until his kids got it. Incredible. Amazing.
I'll read these in order, I guess. 40-year-old man skips over the multiple debate challenges. Whatever, I don't care about this one. He says, stand back and stand by. He's showing a flight to California. Which, I mean, not that I take him seriously, but because I know if he ever left Argentina, which is where the Nazis took cover. The
Nazis took cover in the United States of America, where you are actually. And they're currently taking cover there today as well. Because the Nazis are people like Ethan Klein, the IDF genocidal veterans. There's only a few places in the world where they can get off safe, and one of them is the United States of America.
I think he would be arrested if he ever set foot in America. Like, this guy is actually a psychopath, likely...
Wanted? For what exactly, Ethan? Could you be more specific so that we can sue you? Please.
I know there's people lined up to get to this guy.
Ooh, who's lined up to get to me, Ethan? I have a whole video on that. It's literal fascist Zionists. Like people who post dead Palestinian babies to their Telegram groups celebrating it, Ethan Klein. Those are the people who are trying to get to me, Ethan Klein. It does not surprise me at all that you're on their side. I have a whole video about it. Let me show you guys. This video right here, fascists tried to murder me, now a YouTuber's helping them. Check it out. It goes over all of that whole saga of far-right genocidal Zionist fascists who celebrate the mass murder of Palestinian babies, trying to dox me and trying to defame me so that people would go to my house and kill me. Check it out. Those are the people that Ethan Klein is citing here.
Here he is on a plane. Again, I don't...
Here he is on a plane. Ethan Klein, were you born fucking yesterday? Do you think the stock image of a plane over a sign of California was a real plane? Do you think I'm actually on a plane, Ethan? Ethan, aren't you like a comedian? Don't you do funny jokes? Aren't you a funny man? Is there a reason why you don't know what a joke is, Ethan Klein? Why you take everything so serious all the time, or you pretend to take it serious? So that's what this guy is. Ethan Klein is the first white man to ever successfully weaponize a white woman's tears. This guy wants to speak to the manager, and he wants to speak to her right fucking now. And he's sending his fucking lawyers after fucking Reddit and shit to speak to the manager. Does it not get old having to pretend to be outraged all the time? Oh my God, he's threatening me. He's on a plane. He's coming to get me. And you say that 100% seriously as if you believe it, because you are just such a pathetic, meek little bitch that you know on any other basis aside from just pretending to be outraged by obvious fucking jokes, like a fucking stock photo of a plane. If you had to address the facts, you had to address everything that we have all said about you with exhaustive evidence, and that we have debunked the things that you've said, your career would be fucking over. I mean, that you even have a career still is debatable, but you know what I mean. So instead it's, oh my God, he's threatening my life. I'm in danger. I'm in danger. Fucking moron.
Even think this is his photo, but I think he's threatening me, right?
He's threatening you. We'll be right back. What? Was that something that you couldn't show? He's threatening me. He's threatening me. I'm in serious danger here. I'm being threatened because I was tagged in a random Google image of a plane fuselage. I gotta say, Ethan has mastered like the Zionist fake victimization shit in record time. What a legend. What is this? You people watch this shit? Unbelievable.
So anyway, he's threatening me.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how else to interpret that.
Yeah, he's 100%. Yeah, dude, you're 100% being threatened.
Clearly unhinged behavior, right?
Clearly unhinged behavior.
This is not normal stuff here.
You are someone who touched yourself on camera to a victim of a terrorist attack who was 17 years old at the time of the attack. You called her a juvenile and talked about how much you wanted to fuck her juvenile pussy and rape her mouth. I just want to reiterate that. Ethan, please sue me. I will submit myself to any jurisdiction that you want. I'll do anything that's needed. Like I'll travel, I'll open bank account somewhere. I'll even try to get residency, like wherever you want to sue me. Just so that I can have a moment in court where I play that video. Please, Ethan, sue me.
If you want to criticize my videos, do that. But like, why are you threatening me?
We criticize your videos. You ignored it. And you're thinking this is threats? Oh my fucking God. You do nothing but like go after Hasan Piker's personal life in the most fucking mentally unwell ways possible, dude. How can you possibly complain about this? It's a fucking stock photo. H3H3 Productions, stand back and stand by. You're pretending to take that seriously and be threatened
Real
by
life.
it.
And then Hasan continually promotes this guy. And Snarkers and Fomois and all these people are continually lifting this guy.
You should take him to court and be like, you know, Ethan Klein versus Hasan Piker. He promoted a YouTuber.
Up like he's some great voice in the community. It's actually really
because
something.
I fucking refuted everything that you ever said and you're ignoring it completely to instead act like this is serious.
Hello, I'd like to report a case of serious child
Oh my God, I got him to read about what he did to his kids.
neglect and endangerment. These kids are literally crawling through feces and contracting all sorts of disease. And worst of all, they're being raised by Zionists.
Oh, yes. I got him to acknowledge the parasites. And it gets better from here, don't worry.
Again, the continual going after my family is really fucking...
This is not going after your family. This is going after something that you factually said on your stream, which is that you left dog shit all over your house and your kids contracted giardia from it, which is I'd never heard of before. I didn't know that existed until you, a millionaire with all the resources in the world, somehow are so dirty and disgusting that you gave your kids a previously unknown parasite. This is not going after your family. This is acknowledging something that you factually said in your fucking podcast. Your kids are in danger because of you. And just to know, Ethan Klein clearly lacks object permanence here, because the whole fucking, this like chain of Instagram stories, if you can follow along with like basic logic, there's the picture of the plane in California, then the picture of me supposedly inside the plane, and the picture of the Beverly Hills Police Department with like me saying, oh, hello, I'd like to report blah, 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 all of this stuff. The narrative here was clearly that I flew to California to report you to the police for serious child endangerment and for, as we'll see in the next story, sexual harassment of a terrorism victim.
Weird. What is over your head, AB?
Oh, I found
By the
this.
way, this is Ethan Klein recently has been speculating like about Hasan's own like sort of family love life stuff. Like he tried to frame Hasan's mother as like an illegal Mexican immigrant, and he's been like speculating about whether Hasan had like if Hasan has a girlfriend or something, like trying to like name and shame his supposed girlfriend as if that would fucking matter. Because Ethan Klein like doesn't understand that some other people aren't liked for their personal life. Like they aren't, you know, people don't parasocially follow along with their own little personal family stuff like the fucking Kardashians or something. So if Hasan decides to like keep his personal life separate, like not tell people who his girlfriend is and stuff like that, and they don't talk about this stuff, dude, they are way better adjusted than you are. That's not fucking normal. Like, you made your family a part of your branding and your show. If you had not become rich off your shitty, unfunny comedy channel from 10 years ago, your IDF honeypot wife would have left you then and there. She's been completely intertwined with your content the whole fucking time. All your family stuff has been the whole time. You make it about your family. No one else does. On the flip side, when you deal with people who don't make this about their personal lives like Hasan, you try to make it about their personal lives desperately. These things aren't the same. You know, Hasan's not talking about whether or not he has a girlfriend on his stream. Hasan's not speculating about who his girlfriend is on his stream. You are. And I'm not talking about anything regarding your family that you have not said in your content yourself. Like them contracting parasites from fucking dog shit that you leave everywhere.
Oh, the MAGA hat. I only saw the top of it.
I was going to say, I thought
we had
Hasan,
2 of them.
I thought Hasan had his own, but you're right.
Yeah, no,
I found only 1 of these and 2 of these. So
I'll be honest. I remember he's like, "Can I have this?" And at the time, I was like, "I don't."
What is
I
this?
was like,
Why
no.
are they interrupting my segment with this shit?
No, you're wrong. But I didn't have the heart to say that, so I let him take it. I should have told him no. Once again, Hasan. I think just yesterday was watching some of his videos. So this is the guy, I mean, I showed them the video of Ethan touching.
Oh my God, this is the best part. I successfully baited him into acknowledging to his audience that the video of him touching himself to a 17-year-old terrorism victim that was filmed by Ethan Klein, I got him to acknowledge that it exists. I baited him into acknowledging this. This was better than I could have even hoped. I would have thought that his crew would have been confident enough to scrub this part from the list of stories, and here they got him to read it on stream. Like Ethan Klein, by the way, he's so lazy, he clearly does not even make his own stream content. The crew does it for him, and he just reads this without having reviewed it previously. You can tell from this. He never would have ended up reading this off of his own volition. But here, I got him to acknowledge the existence of the video.
Himself to a 17-year-old terrorist victim. And now they're on their way to check this hard drive? What the fuck?
So you see, that was the joke of the plane stories, like that I was flying to California to report Ethan for all of the shit that he refuses to acknowledge. I mean, aside from, for some reason, he bizarrely acknowledged giving his children Giardia. Aside from that, that was the joke here. And he's like, he's threatening me to fly over and he's gonna get me. Oh my God, dude. Stop. Like, the fake outrage is so funny.
The actual fuck.
What the actual fuck? That's just me acknowledging something that you factually did in a video, Ethan.
People are lined up to sue this guy for defamation, by the way. Like,
who is?
Actually lined up.
Who's lined up to sue me for defamation, Ethan? Ethan, would you like to sue me for defamation? For that specifically? If you do, I promise you I will do whatever it takes to become like a legal person in the jurisdiction that you'd like to sue me in. Choose any. United States, no problem, no issue. If it's needed, and if there's a problem with the jurisdiction, like, I said this when I was in a different jurisdiction, so I need to say it again. I'll say it again just to make sure that you can sue me after I'm in the US or some other country where you'd like to sue me. And then you can sue me. And we can go over in court whether or not that statement is fundamentally true. Whether or not what I said there about you touching yourself to a 17-year-old terrorist victim is true or not. Because then we can just play the video in court. And I'd really like to see what would happen after that. If you're too much of a pussy to actually go through real litigation, we can set up like an independent arbitration tribunal or something between us. We can film it all, upload it all. It'd be great content. I would love for you to do that, Ethan. I would fucking love to have my fucking Better Call Saul moment just playing that video and resting my case. Please, Ethan, please line up and sue me for defamation, dude. People are lining up to sue Bad Empire for defamation. Who exactly? It certainly doesn't seem to be you. You seem too much of a fucking pussy to go after me because you know that everything that I've said about you is fundamentally true. This is just him complaining about me saying that his views have dropped, by the way. Like, he cares about he addresses everything except the multiple videos that I've made destroying his points. Like, I've made like 20 videos refuting him on the actual facts regarding Israel and Palestine. The vast majority of my content is not responding to him personally. It's responding to lies that he told to justify genocide, to justify Israel. He never responds to that, particularly this one, Content Sar Bomb by Ethan Klein, where I destroy meticulously every single claim that he made in his supposed content nuke on Hasan Piker. He addresses nothing of any substance. He just sits there talking about stock images of a plane over a fucking California road sign. He pretends to be outraged about that, as if I haven't systemically refuted every single little bullshit Israeli propaganda claim that he has ever made. He avoids addressing the real issues that actually matter, the things that people should actually care about. To instead, he only seems to care about personal attacks. I don't know. Like, his ego is so fragile. He's so insecure that all that he cares about is like people calling him names or whatever, like throwing insults his way, and not the actual issues. It's so pathetic, dude. Like, if I called him ugly, he wouldn't have been able to gloss over it, like, and just be like, okay, whatever, as I did. He would go on like a 20-minute long tangent complaining about it. That's the kind of guy that he is. The most insecure, meek little bitch in the world.
In just 1 year, the monthly views of the H3 podcast have more than half.
You can't be this much of an insecure little weakling and also claim to be like a epic, edgy comedian. Those two things don't work. You're like the opposite of what you pertain to be. I am to you what you think you are to Hasan Piker.
From 20 million to less than 10 million? Well, that can't be true. When were we ever at 20
It's
million?
obviously true if you just
Yeah,
scroll
in the past
down to
year.
the graphic that
Maybe
shows
peak
it.
frenemies.
He said in the last year.
Oh, yeah. I don't.
We've been around 10 million pretty much for like a few years, which is completely
Scroll
good
down
and
to the
fine for me. I
chart.
love that.
It shows
My two
that.
channels run by one single person gets 2 million views a month combined.
Yeah, I mean, I get 1/5 of your views with what? Like 1/12 of the personnel? That's fucking pathetic, dude. And I'm like a really niche YouTuber as well. Like my content is really unapproachable and boring. So that's like another element to it. It's not even like fun, approachable content that's like algorithmically good. It's like really boring PowerPoint style video essays. How the fuck am I getting like a fifth of the views of your whole podcast with like a real production crew? What are you doing?
There's no way these losers are making enough to sustain 20. I don't have 20 employees.
How many do you have?
With just 9 million. Wait, 9 million.
What, there's like 8 to 10 at least on the crew. How much more in the like on who actually show up in the podcast? I imagine there's a lot more in the background as well. And then you also have like your housekeepers and nannies and stuff, because you certainly don't do any housework yourself. You certainly don't raise your own kids. So how many do you have? I'd say 20 is probably an underestimate.
What?
Views.
Oh, views. Bankruptcy incoming. All right. I mean, stand by. Stand back and stand by.
I am. We're all waiting for it.
Boy, posted the stats for us.
Oh,
Yeah,
we had actually 26 million views August of 2023.
26 million views. And
By the way, we came off
million.
break in January, which is the views always drop here in January because we take like a whole 3 weeks off. I think we took 3 weeks off. But I'm not worried. I mean,
look at the chart. Look at the chart here. This is by the way, this is such a non-point. Like this is not important at all. Okay? I want to know. This is not what I care about. I want him to address me directly live. Let's debate Israel-Palestine. The shit that you've said about it. Let's debate that. You can have your guys fact-checking me on ChatGPT or whatever the whole time. I don't mind. I've dealt with their generic Zionist talking points that it'll feed you a million times before. Stop being such a meek, cowardly little bitch, Ethan, and deal with the substance of the lies that you have told to justify genocide. Accountability is approaching you, and you're still avoiding it, aren't you? This is what people actually care about. The issues. They don't give a shit about your views. They don't give a shit about whether your wife controls you or not. And honestly, we don't give a shit about the dog shit all over your floor and your children contracting parasites from it. And it's so weird that you bring that up anyway. The reason why we are talking about you is because you do genocide propaganda, and we want to refute it because you are leading people into supporting genocide. That's it. So how about you talk to me about that, you fucking cowardly bitch? Instead of this, like, who cares about this? Why would you even respond to this? But it's still factually true. Like, if you look at the chart, May 2022, from May 2022, they had, on average, like more than 20 million views per month. Since then, look at this line going down. Now it's below 10 million per month. Truly pathetic. It's consistently down as well. And do you think that's related to the fact that, I don't know what your podcast was before, it can't have been any good though. Like, you're not funny. What do? Do you talk about like Minecraft YouTuber drama? Nothing of substance, that's for sure. Like, it degenerated even from the useless bullshit that it already was into just you complaining about people criticizing you on social media. So that's probably why you're down like to half of the views you used to get, you dumb fuck.
we came off break in January, which is the views always drop here in January because we take like a whole 3 weeks off. I think we took 3 weeks off.
Look at the pattern.
But I'm not worried. I mean,
But who
I think
cares
the channel's
anyway?
doing great. I don't know what this even is.
It's like a
Just
random
a DM
story
with
that has
someone else.
nothing to do with you.
But yeah, this is Bad Empanada, who's being promoted and elevated by people like that mod, who's the poor victim.
Wow, what exactly about those Instagram stories should make it like unacceptable for them to promote me or cite me or anything? Why? What about that? There's literally nothing wrong there. All that is there is you getting fucking baited and pretending to be outraged at someone coming at you with the same energy that you come at others, except I'm actually right here and you're wrong.
That moderator is allowing a post celebrating him.
Oh, you poor little fucking baby. Someone's posting about you on Reddit. You poor fucking baby.
To hit the
Why don't you sue him for it, dude? Just fucking sue him. I'm suing this Reddit moderator. I want to see a lawsuit where he complains about like a Reddit moderator allowing Bad Empanada posts to exist.
the main pages of Reddit.
If you go over Bad Empanada Instagram stories for like, what was this, like a 15, 20 minute long segment on his stream, you were at the lowest point of your life and you desperately need help.
By the way, don't take my word for it. Just listen to Hasan talking about, you have that?
About what? Sorry?
Hasan talking about Bad Empanada a year ago.
Oh, here, yeah.
Before.
Let's check it out.
So during our breakup, Bad Empanada being just a virulent anti-Semitic freak, obviously
That's all that he knows how to do is just scream anti-Semitism. He learned it recently. Fucking moron.
took Hasan's side and started glazing him. So
You think I took Hasan's side? I didn't take Hasan's side. I took the side of Palestine. Because you're spreading disgusting pro-Israel propaganda that I already debunked a million times before. And I've actually specifically recently been focusing on liberal Zionism, which is way worse than far-right Zionism because it tries to hide its disgusting ethno-nationalist fascism behind this veneer of humanity and like care for Palestinians. And you were a great example of that. Like you went on a fucking spree just posting the most disgusting pro-Israel liberal Zionist propaganda imaginable. And in you, I saw an incredible opportunity to expose liberal Zionism using you as an example of it. Because you just spout the talking points that they all do. So I just refuted your talking points. And I used you as like an example to tackle a much bigger and much more important issue. Because you're basically like an NPC bot that just spouts generic liberal Zionist talking points that were fed to you by ChatGPT. That is why I supposedly took Hasan's side here. This was a personal feud between you and Hasan Piker. I would not care at all. I would not have spoken about this at all. The reason why I care about it is because you are doing fucking pro-Israel genocide propaganda against the Palestinian people. That's why. Anyone who cares even remotely as much about these dumb, idiotic, personal internet creator feuds as they do the actual issues at hand is a total moron. I've criticized Hasan Piker plenty of times in the past, and I will in the future as well. But in this case, he's on the right side of the issue, and that's why I agree with him. It's also why he agrees with me. And Ethan Klein, who does not know how to do anything but ad hominem, all that he can do is, previously Hasan had like a feud with Bad Empanada because Bad Empanada said that Hasan doesn't engage with his React content enough to qualify as fair use. Because that's what the actual feud with Hasan was about. That's why Hasan didn't like to watch my videos on stream. So me and him disagreed on a different issue, but we agree on this issue. Thus, Hasan started watching some of my videos that had something to do with this issue, which is you doing pro-Israel propaganda and people who you invite onto your stream like Lonerbox also doing pro-Israel propaganda. It's fucking pathetic that you understand everything through little more than the lens of, but didn't this guy dislike this guy before? Maybe he still dislikes me. Maybe he does. But maybe he also thinks that I'm right on this and that's what fucking matters. Like I actually have a video, this one right here from last year, where I agreed with Ethan on something because he was laughing at Vorsh for his ridiculous showing his lolly collection on stream. And I like went over what Ethan Klein said here and I said, even the dumbest guy in the world understands that what Vorsh did here is wrong and that it's obviously pedophilia. I've also agreed with Vorsh on many things, particularly in regards to Israel-Palestine. You see, because I don't understand things just in this vein of like, I don't like this person, therefore I have to disagree with everything they ever say forever. But Ethan Klein does. Because ultimately, Ethan Klein's opinions aren't dictated by any sort of real assessment of the evidence or the facts or him actually caring about the issues. They're dictated by what will keep me in the good graces with the only woman to ever pretend to like me. That's all.
imagine being... Which one are you highlighting here? Dan?
Huh?
Did you highlight something?
No, I'm grabbing it right now. 1 second.
So imagine changing your opinion this much from 1 year about somebody, right, to now being like, actually, you should all go watch his videos, okay? Tell me, how does that happen? Stand back and stand by as I pull this up. You got...
Oh my god, this is unwatchable, dude. How do you people watch this? They don't even have this shit ready. Like this production, you just sit here listening to him sniveling and coughing for a minute while they bring it up.
In the meantime, here Hasan wine.
This is the same as like watching my stream, where I like spend like 5 minutes just like trying to find the thing that I wanted to talk about, as I say nothing. Except I don't have like I don't claim to be a good streamer like a podcast. I don't have 10 crew members.
So yeah, he went on.
He didn't watch the clip from Sex Pest and he's ready with it.
He's been going on and on about the content, but still refusing to watch it.
He edited out you showing the context of them, settlers as extremists, destroying it.
Where is the vid? He just moved on to something else. He's not even talking about Hasan supposedly shitting on me anymore. Hasan's bizarre flip-flopping on bad empanadas. Apparently on multiple empanadas now. It took him like 10 minutes to get to this, dude.
In fact, so anyway, back to the clip I was looking for.
Let's check it out.
It's in the
It's still not ready. It's still not ready. Oh my god, this is such a shit show. This is the decline of the H3H3 podcast, if it was ever at like a high point.
It's ready to go.
Thank you very much. So it's this. So here's
It took
Hasan
him 10 minutes to get to this.
talking about bad empanada from 1 year ago. 1 year ago, guys.
Amazing video about U.S.-led dictatorship in Peru. Chad will definitely like this. Age restricted, 1 hour and 14 minutes, made by a dude who fucking hates me. This has got it all, folks. Yeah, let me go watch a video about a dude who constantly talks about how I'm fucking a reactionary fake socialist because I watch people's videos. That seems like a good idea.
You see, it's all about the react shit. It's nothing. It's all about that we disagreed on the reaction video stuff. And Ethan is trying to frame this as, how is it possible that Hasan agrees with Bad Empanada's political views when they previously disagreed on this other issue that is so far away and so unimportant in comparison? Whoa, dude! What a hypocrite! It's crazy, bizarre flip-flopping.
Age restricted, which means there's like TOS violations galore in there. Fucking Bad Empanada. The cringiest, like, classic angry leftist who never shuts the fuck up and is just angry at the entire planet. You're a propagandist, dumbass. Like, do it better, okay? You
notice how it's all like, he disagrees with me on React videos. I don't like how he presents himself, stuff like that. That doesn't mean that he can't agree with me in other instances. Doesn't mean that I can't agree with him in other instances. Doesn't mean that that's not what's happening here. You can't understand everything through this fucking prism of just personal relationships, personal disputes, personal politics. It's fucking ridiculous, man, that this is the level of intellect that you operate on.
Your job is to do propaganda. Do it better. I thought that Bad Empanada liked you. He used to. I think he doesn't like me because he hates he's like on board with like the React Gate shit. He's like, wow, Hasan just like reacts to videos and he's like stealing other people's
It's literally exactly what I said beforehand. Disagreeing with him on what constitutes fair use or like ethical use of other people's content does not mean that he can't agree with me on Israel-Palestine, which is 1 billion times more fucking important than that.
Yeah, he does not like me. I'm never going to watch a Bad Empanada video on the stream. I'm just letting you guys know. If you think I'm going to fuck...
And Teddy Fresh, by the way.
World, bro. What the...
That's specifically because I told him not to watch my videos at this point. And I told him later that he could watch my videos because of Gaza. After the Gaza genocide, I said, this is way more important than anything about like profiting off other people's work. So just watch them if you want so that more people can be exposed to the fucking facts regarding Israel-Palestine because I care about that more, unlike you, Ethan.
He is in Teddy Fresh. This was just a year ago.
He is in Teddy Fresh. That is so detrimental to him. Huge fucking L. I hate saying that, but it really is a huge L for Hasan Piker. It also really is a huge L for Hasan Piker that he ever ran a podcast with this fucking idiot. Like, dude, you need to be a better judge of people.
He's like, this guy's the worst. I would never watch a Bad Empanada video on my stream. Fast forward, he's probably watched like, I don't know, 10? He's watched them a lot.
Strange bedfellows.
He started making...
When he was making this, Hasan had watched like a total of 2 videos of mine. The ones responding to Lonerbox and outing him as a genocide denier. That was all. I believe yesterday Hasan also watched 2 or 3 more of them, which were just me dissecting Ethan Klein's disgusting Zionist propaganda from the content nuke. Like, he watches my videos because he thinks they are well argued and they have factual information in them, not because he likes me as a person. I don't think Ethan Klein can even understand that you can watch the YouTube videos without being like emotionally attached to the person making them. I'm not emotionally attached to YouTube videos. I watch like the dumbest YouTube channels alive and shit often. Like, I don't watch anything like what the content that I make. I watch like a guy pretending to believe in like UFO stories in a creepy voice. But if I operate on the level that fucking Ethan Klein does, I would like become emotionally attached to that guy and like wish that he has disputes with 1 billion other people. It's just so weird to me, man. Ultimately, me and Hasan Piker agree on a lot of things regarding the Israeli genocide of Palestinians and the disgustingness of the Zionist project. And so that's why he watches my videos on that topic. It's possible that in the future he's going to disagree with me on other topics. It's possible I might even make fun of him. I might even deride him. He might even make fun of me. He might even deride me. But ultimately, what's more important to us is the fucking issues, not just impressing our disgusting Zionist terrorist wife.
Videos about me.
And he's like stealing other people's labor. Yeah, he does not like me. I'm never going to watch a Bad Empanada video on the stream.
Anyway, sorry, but yeah, he's wearing a Teddy Fresh shirt. Just ironic.
Oh my God. A huge
Which he said he
hell.
never liked. He never liked. He always thought it was ugly.
Just letting you guys know. If you think I'm going to fucking watch a YouTube essay from a dude literally openly antagonizing...
So he was so nice that he wore your shitty clothing just to be like, because he was your friend and he thought like it was cute and nice to wear the clothes that your brand gave him. Okay, I guess that proves that it's not shit.
towards me watching fucking YouTube videos. You're out of your fucking mind, okay?
Yeah.
You think I want him to write like 700 hours worth of new YouTube essays about how I have wronged him? I don't want that. I don't want that at all,
That never
okay? He would
happened.
perhaps benefit tremendously if I did watch his YouTube videos on this channel, but I'm never gonna fucking do that, okay?
Yeah, well-
Yes, batshit insane leftists do actually make really good content from time to time. I think Bad Empanada would be one of the better
He just said that I made really good content, but he didn't want to watch my videos because I said that I disagree with the way that he does his reactions. That's all. That's the whole substance of this. Every single clip that he's playing here is just that. Like, do you not digest the fact that it's possible that me and Hasan Piker disagree on reaction content, and we also agree on Israel-Palestine, and that's allowed? You stupid fucker. I'm just going to keep repeating myself. I'll just let this play
content
out.
creators online if he just didn't have a Twitter account. Because he's such a fucking freak, dude. Oh my lord, he's such a goddamn freak. He is the most insane person. He has like 7,000 accounts. I just said I have an official
Nice.
blockade on Bad Empanada videos on this broadcast while I'm live. That's number one. And number two, he's not just mean on Twitter. He is a psychopath. Okay,
He
The
does
idea
not
that-
like this guy. He really understands how dangerous and how much of a lunatic this guy is. Just 1 year ago. I mean, he's
How
never
does he
watched your videos
understand
on
how
stream.
dangerous and how lunatic and how much of a lunatic I am? Because I said that he shouldn't do shitty React content.
Because I don't want you to harass me. But he's like, I do want you to harass Ethan, though.
he's just simply mean on Twitter is ridiculous. He is not just mean
How are you being harassed?
on Twitter.
Right.
He is the most insane person on Twitter. He
Yeah.
would perhaps benefit tremendously if I did watch his YouTube videos on this channel.
It is kind of weird how like butthurt Hasan got over the me. Like, I literally said like twice that I disagree with his reaction stuff, and he got incredibly butthurt about that to the point that he talked about this like apparently like 5 times. But yeah, that's kind of lame. But I mean, ultimately just unimportant compared to everything else.
Yep. This is really good. This shows, like I said before, he was like a niche fucking free creator. Hasan has catapulted him to like some pretty, decent relevance in this space.
No, what actually happened, you can look at the same chart. What actually catapulted me to relevance was refuting you. Hasan had almost nothing to do with it. Or really nothing to do with it. Like if you watch my statistics, my recent statistics, the video that got me a lot more views and subscribers than usual was this one, and then a bunch of follow-ups that I made refuting Ethan Klein. You can see here this huge spike in subscribers on week ending October 28th. This video was released on October 24th. The video I made that Hasan did actually react to, that had nothing to do with Ethan Klein, by the way, it was calling Lonerbox out for genocide denial, was this one, released on November 8th. So quite clearly, I was already getting a ton of traction long before Hasan ever watched one of my videos, specifically because you, Ethan, gave me that opportunity. You presented yourself as the quintessential dumbass liberal Zionist, just ripe to be refuted on all of the most generic liberal Zionist talking points imaginable that you ripped directly from ChatGPT, and I stepped up to the plate and did so, and I've been rewarded handsomely for it. I did not thank Hasan Piker for a single thing. I thank you, Ethan Klein, for being such a colossal dumbass that me and many others are now making fucking bank off destroying you, while also destroying your disgusting Zionist genocide propaganda in the process. Thank you, Ethan Klein. You are my best friend. You are the living refutation of meritocracy.
Which you think would backfire, but I guess I don't think
Why would it backfire? Why would this backfire? Why exactly should it be impermissible for him to watch me? Because I'm a wanted criminal and all of this shit that you fucking made up, you dumb fucking moron. You're lucky you live in the US, because the US is like the only place where you can say that and get away with it.
anything matters anymore. I mean, again, a year ago, Hasan was saying this about him.
But I'm never gonna fucking do that.
The guy who just like today was saying, I'm coming on a plane to get you. But
Can you imagine pretending to take that seriously, pretending that that interpretation of that story is valid at all? He's such a fucking loser. He just has to pretend to be outraged all the time because his wife forces him to do so. So pathetic, man. I bet she told him, Ethan, you can't just let him say that about me, Ethan.
to me, that's not normal. That is not normal. This is not normal behavior.
Ethan, is it normal to touch yourself to a 17-year-old victim of a terrorist attack? To zoom in on her crotch? To talk about how much you want to rape her mouth? Is that normal, Ethan? Let us know in the comments down below.
I get him late all the time.
Can you imagine me promoting someone who was like, I'm coming to get you, Hasan. I'm going to find you in real life. And I'm like, go check out his videos, you guys.
Jesus Christ, the endless fake outrage is incredible.
This guy's fucking
man.
awesome. That'd be crazy, right? You think I would get away with something like that?
Why not?
The Jewish KKK.
I mean, you haven't gotten away with much, but it's because people don't like what you say. It's because people don't like, for one, you being just obsessed with social media criticism, and for two, people don't like your Zionist propaganda, and that's why your audience has dwindled. So you wouldn't get away with things, but it's not so much that you're like getting cancelled. It's just people don't want to watch you anymore because you're shit. You make shit content, and you're a callous dumbass who supports genocidal settler colonial apartheid.
By the way, my point was also that Destiny got banned for calling trans activists inbred. So I said, well, if that's what gets people permanently banned, let's see what happens when...
Anyway, as far as I'm aware, that's like the end of it. That's the end of the part of this video that's relevant to me. Or like, Hasan watching Bad Empanadas on stream right now. Actually, no, there's more. Let's check it out.
To be safe.
It's private.
It's private.
So this is him right now. Ethan Klein, he's watching a video. He did an 8-minute video on my fucking one. Okay, anyway. Ethan Klein spreads Saudi genocide propaganda. Okay.
Are you going to address the actual facts in this video, Ethan?
I can see me being aligned with Saudi Arabia. And Hasan is watching this. Instead, by the way, of watching my video, which he could do very easily. And
Ethan, you keep bringing up that talking point. Here's the thing. It doesn't matter who refutes you. It doesn't matter if I do it, if Hasan does it, if anyone else does it. What matters is that you're wrong. What matters is that you spread false information to justify genocide. You spread lies to justify genocide. That is the problem. That is the issue. You are wrong whether Hasan refutes you, whether I refute you, whether anyone else refutes you. And you are still wrong if Hasan watches me refuting you. Why you keep focusing on this? Well, Hasan can't refute me. He has to rely on other people to refute me. Maybe that's true, but who fucking cares? What matters here isn't whether Hasan is capable or wants to refute you or not. What matters is that you are fucking wrong. What matters is the actual issues, the problems that you justify genocide.
at this point, he's probably consumed like at least 10 hours worth of content about my video.
So are you going to address that content about your video? Are you going to address all of the rebuttals to you that are in those videos that he's watched? Or are you just going to just complain that Hasan won't watch your video on his stream directly?
But he can only interface it through people like Bad Empanada, who threatened to get on a plane and come get me.
He's going to keep saying that as if he at all thinks it's serious. Oh my God. Do you ever get tired of pretending to be outraged, pretending to be a victim of anti-Semitism, just pretending to be a victim of everything? You have become a very good Israeli Zionist, Ethan Klein. You have adapted to the culture perfectly.
As today.
It's kind of comical how many videos of the nuke he's seen, but not the actual nuke. It's at this point, just watch it, you know?
Just watch it.
Why would you need to watch it when there's videos out there that explain with clear evidence how and why every little part of it is wrong? There's no reason to watch it. He doesn't need to watch it because ultimately what matters is that it's wrong, not that he watches it or not. Like, you guys have the dumbest talking points imaginable. It's like, okay, so I might be wrong, but someone else proved me wrong, not you. Ha ha. Oh my God, the dumbest fuckers in the world.
I'll be honest with you. He knows he's cooked by it. The stuff in there.
If he's so cooked by it, then why can't you go and refute my video on it or the other people's videos on it that refuted every single fucking part of it?
There is indefensible. And like watching it laid out so plainly is going to be impossible to explain. And he knows that.
It was very easy to explain. I did it. I sat down for like 5 hours and did it really easily. Like, you have to understand that it took me only 5 hours to refute a 2-hour-long video means that video is such total substanceless dog shit. Usually it should take like minimum like 4 or 5 times the amount of time to refute something as it does to actually bring it up in the first place. It was easy as shit to refute. It's just lie after lie that you can easily refute by Googling it. So no, he's not cooked by it. No one's cooked by it. He's fine. If anything, you're declining even more as a result of that. And he can just ignore it and move on with his life because ultimately it doesn't matter. You didn't do shit at all. All you did is Google generic Zionist talking points and threw them in there and just called brown people terrorists for 2 hours.
He knows that. And being a proud propagandist, he knows he needs to delegitimize the video, but he can't actually interact with the video.
The videos that he's watching are literally of me interacting with the video and refuting every single point of it. Every single fucking point in the video directly refuted on its merits, on the facts, on the arguments being made, on the evidence. Like, you're talking like it's fucking unassailable and no one can deal with it. He literally offered to come on your stream and deal with it directly with you live. I've offered to come on your stream and refute every single talking point you made in that video live. Many other people have offered to debate you on Israel-Palestine. You are too fucking cowardly to do so. All that you can do is complain. Oh, how dare you watch this person who refuted me? How dare you don't refute me directly yourself? As if whether or not I'm wrong depends on who refutes me rather than me being wrong.
So what he does is amplifies people like Bad Empanada, who he previously called one of the worst people in the world, that he would never show his videos on his channel. Just
because we disagreed on React content. Clearly, a genocide is way more important than that, isn't it, you dumb fuck?
a year ago. Did I mention to just as recently as today, Bad Empanada threatened me? That's crazy. I know that I know that Hasan was pretty troubled by Sam Hyde's threats against him. I remember him talking about it and being like pretty
I mean, Sam Hyde was like challenging him to a fight.
disturbed and troubled by it. I find it odd that he would.
Understandably so.
Sure. I find it odd that he would seem not to care about it when it happens to me.
Imagine being such a cucked little baby bitch, so fragile that you have to pretend that a fucking stock image of a plane flying over California is like a real threat that you are shaken by. Like, it was so fucking amazing. Oh my god.
Whoa.
Jesus Christ, this is unwatchable.
It's a little catty and weird, considering I feel like our conflict at this point runs so deep. But I'm gonna pull it up anyway. Fuck it. Let me just
Out of context would be to talk to me face to face instead of just watching me on a 30-second delay on your stream.
Wait, that's what I'm. Wait, how does he know I'm watching already?
Oh my god, he fucking got you. He got you. That's incredible. Like, dude, you won't debate me, you won't debate him, and it's so predictable that he can call what you're going to do literally as you do it, because it's all that you do. You are scared of direct confrontation. You are a meek, tiny, small little boy who is especially scared of direct confrontation because you know that it will go so badly for you that your IDF honeypot wife finally has enough and leaves. I just want to emphasize again, all of this is about the facts. All of this is just Ethan Klein lashing out because he knows that he's a fucking moron who cannot engage on the facts. He knows that if he engaged directly with my content, or he engaged directly in debate with me or Hasan or like lots of other creators, he would be fucking destroyed and his talking points would be just wrecked forever. So instead, what he does is just ad hominem, constantly insisting that no one can refute him, no one can explain anything against him, when we've all done that many times already. We've refuted everything that he said. We've explained precisely how and why the things that we've said about him apply to him. He just pretends it does not exist, pretends that we are not challenging him to a debate every single day, that we're not ready to go on a moment's notice to his dumb fucking podcast and talk to him, or he can come onto our streams or whatever he wants. He pretends that's not happening to like his audience in a bubble of like just morons at this point, like total morons, numpty morons. Like, if he has gained any new audience members recently, they've just been Israeli Zionists. It's that simple. It's all about avoidance. Like, he challenges fucking random Reddit commenters to come on his podcast while avoiding me and Hasan. And not only avoids me, but he does like segments complaining about like the dumbest shit. Like, he doesn't do a segment responding to my arguments, to my rebuttals, to the evidence that I presented proving him wrong. He does a segment responding to an Instagram story where I said that he's cucked by his wife and spends like 3 minutes of it zooming in on my beard and calling me ugly. What a fucking joke. What a coward. What a pathetic loser. What more is there to say?